Let's see. This is backstage, you guys. Oh, where do you see that? It's live streaming. Oh, there you go. Oh, hey, YouTube land. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. So we're down 10 minutes. We're starting 10 minutes here. We got a great webinar.
Hey, everyone. My name is. Sorry about that.
We're testing everything. Yes. Yeah. So we have another great webinar from Blake Hadley of My Social Practice, leveraging local Instagram influencers to grow your practice. So this actually applies to other businesses as well outside of dental. It's great for dental. And that's what Blake and My Social Practice specializes in. But what I've learned, and my friends been watching these, and they're telling me that it's actually pretty useful for other businesses as well. So for today, we'll be streaming on a couple of other groups as well. So I'm sure they'll find this helpful. So we should get a good audience, at least Facebook audience today. So I think that's really good. So Blake, with the Instagram influencers, when do you you've been following this for a while? Like, when did it start really picking up?
Influencers, I mean, I feel like over the last 5 years or something, influencers has been a great way to market a business. In the dental industry, it hasn't really caught on. It's always a little bit late in the dental industry when they kind of catch on to some of the marketing things. But I feel like in the last few years, I've seen it more and more of dentists actually using influencer marketing to market their practices more. I think they're kind of catching on and seeing some great results from it. So, but it's still a kind of leading edge thing for dental practices to understand how it works. And so we're trying to educate the industry more and more as much as we can.
Nice. And is there anything different, we say, compared to using influencers for dental versus other type of industries?
No, I mean, I think there's a lot of it's very similar to any other industry. I think probably the biggest thing is because it's a patient coming in, you have to make sure the agreement includes that you can share the PHI and have HIPAA consent of sharing the information about the patient. That's probably the biggest difference. But other than that, collaborations are kind of done in the same way that it would be done in any other industry.
Nice. And do you use, I guess, local influencers for My Social Practice?
We worked with some other companies that have a audience of dental practices and dental professionals. And we've kind of done some collaborations with posting different things on their accounts. We haven't worked with individuals really that have large followings of dental professionals. So maybe it's a little bit different in that way. So, not too much to market My Social Practice.
And then where do you see the future heading to? Do you think it's going to be a bigger thing?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think endorsement marketing is where it kind of all started. That's always existed to some degree. And now that people can become, mini celebrities on their own social media accounts and through social media, I think that will continue. People will always find people that they want to follow and people that they want to trust online, whether it's on social media or celebrities or wherever it might be. I think it will continue to exist and probably grow. The question is the mentality of people and trusting influencers. I think because it's becoming more and more saturated, there could be maybe a little bit of maybe it's becoming too many. Once something really catches on and everybody becomes an influencer, then it's hard to know who to trust, which influencers to really trust, because there can be fake following going on, influencers buying fake followers, and so I think that could be the only danger of it. But I think some form of it will always exist.
Okay, great. So we're very excited. We got about 4 minutes before officially starts. And we have a lot of great webinars coming up as well for you. So Dentistry Business, we are the dental education platform. Our goal is to provide the latest speaker with the top dental speakers in the industry, with the latest trends and best practices to help your practice thrive during this time, during COVID and post-COVID. Hopefully that's soon. If you go to our site, Dentistry Business, you will be able to see all of the great webinars that we've had. So we have, I think, over 30 or 40 webinars already that we've started doing. So yeah, this is the site. And for all those that's watching us on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and anywhere else online that you find us, make sure to register so you get your CE course. So the register right here for today's webinar. You will be able to get your CE credit as well as access to watch it on demand later. And you can also watch on demand all the past webinars we've had. As you can tell, we had quite a bit, everything that you need and want to learn from financial practice management, the latest aerosol technology, marketing, of course, social media. You can watch quite a few of Blake's webinars there. So make sure to go to dentistrybusiness.com. And if you use the code DBLearn, you can register for no cost. All right, there we go. And then next week, we have Atul Murad of M&Co, Chartered Accountants. He'll be talking about dental practice purchase 101, everything you need to know financially when you buy a practice. So that will be a great one as well. So we will start in 1 minute and 30 seconds. We have a few people already in the waiting room. This should be a great one. And say hi, post a comment. If you're excited, like or comment or heart right there on YouTube and Facebook, so we know you're there. And just be in the comment section, just type in, say hello, and introduce yourself. Starting 50 seconds. Exciting. Oh, and if you have any ideas for what kind of webinars you want, speakers that you want, feel free to post it there, post in the comments.
My name is Blake Hadley. I am one of the founders and president of My Social Practice. What comes to your mind when you think of an Instagram influencer? Many of you might not know what I'm talking about, and some of you might be rolling your eyes. An influencer is someone who has built a following on social media of people who trust them. Even though some influencers get a bad rap for being superficial and over-glamorized, it's a powerful form of social media marketing that you should definitely be considering. In fact, during the COVID-19 crisis, 70% of influencers' audiences were turning to them for guidance during the pandemic. On September 23rd at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, I've teamed up again with Dentistry Business to present a free live webinar titled Leveraging Local Instagram Influencers to Grow Your Practice. In this webinar, I will teach you how to find and identify legitimate influencers to team up with, create a fair contract with that influencer that will generate a great ROI, and make the most out of your influencer's visit. You don't want to miss this webinar on September 23rd at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll see you then.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another great webinar, and we have Blake Hadley again on leveraging local Instagram influencers to grow your practice. So as a dental office, you want to know the latest trends and stay on top of everything so that you don't fall behind. And over the years, the use of influencers have grown a lot. Initially, it was in the fashion, and it went into fashion industry, fashion style industry, health and fitness, and travel industry as well. They use influencers. But have you thought about using influencers for your industry, for the dental industry? And you want to stay on top of everything. So this is a great opportunity for you to try, learn, and see if it would be a good fit for your practice. So a quick introduction about Dentistry Business. We are your dental education platform. Our goal is to bring the top speakers from dental industry to with the latest trends and best practices to help you grow your business and help you thrive during these difficult times. So we have topics from all areas, such as finance, practice management, clinical, and of course, marketing and such. A quick introduction about me. I am Sharky Liu. I am the founder and CEO of Dentist Find. We are an analytical and database approach dental marketing company. We are like your marketing department. We help you grow your practice. Practices that use our service or technology and service have grown by at least 40 to up to 1,000% within 1 year by using our smart technology. I also teach a course at the University of Toronto, the Dental Marketing Social Media Fundamentals course. I've been in the industry for, 10 years now. We started in 2010, and we have over 20 to 25 full-time employees focused on research in the dental marketing space. And today we have our feature speaker, Blake Hadley of My Social Practice. He is the founder and partner of My Social Practice. He's a graduate of the advertising program at Brigham Young University and has won a number of national and international awards in art direction, advertising, and creative marketing strategy. He is passionate about helping dental practices use out-of-the-box thinking to create stories and spread on social media. Over the past 10 years in the dental industry, he has helped thousands of practices grow and thrive through digital marketing. Thank you, Blake, for joining us.
Thanks for having me again, Sharky. It's always a pleasure to do these webinars with you.
Yeah, great. We love having you. I always love great, helpful tips for everyone here in the dental. And what's unique about today is that what he's going to teach us and what he has been teaching us apply outside of the dental industry as well. So you might be part of some Facebook groups, entrepreneurial Facebook groups or marketing Facebook groups, and you might be able to watch this webinar as well. Right? So it's a little bonus for you guys. And for those that are in the dental industry and you want to get your credit, make sure to go to register on dentistrybusiness.com. And so you'll be able to get your CE credits. Otherwise, you could just watch it for no charge, for free on Facebook, not Instagram, not yet. Anyways, LinkedIn and YouTube. So I'm very excited. Let me lower your slide and you can just take it away.
All right, great. Yeah, maybe one day we can hook this up to Instagram too and have it streaming live on Instagram. That'd be neat.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and then one last thing. So for those that I know in Canada, there's certain advertising regulations. So just make sure that you talk to your college that anything that you use today is applicable, is allowed within your college. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point, Sharky. Thanks for bringing that up. I think it's important that you make sure you are following the guidelines of your state and or your college or whatever to be able to work with influencers in this way. So thanks for including that. All right, let's get started. So leveraging local Instagram influencers to grow your dental practice. Like I mentioned in that intro, I think sometimes when I say the word influencers to dental audiences, I get maybe some blank stares from some people, and then I get kind of some eyes rolling from other people. So it's an interesting topic in how dental practices can use influencers to really grow their practice and to leverage the reach of influencers. Some people, I feel like, maybe think that this is kind of something that's not for them, or just because of some of the stereotypes of influencers that are out there. And then other people just aren't really sure how it works. So I'm going to cover the very basics of what an influencer is for those of you that aren't sure about this. And then I'll also talk a little bit about how you can use the right types of influencers to reach the right types of audiences that you're going for new patients. So let me make sure it's working. Let me just tell you really quick about My Social Practice, just for a little intro. We're the #1 comprehensive social media marketing solution for dental practices. We've been in the industry for over 10 years now. We've worked with thousands of practices, helping them specifically with digital marketing and social media marketing. We've partnered with some of the top industry leaders, and we really practice what we preach. We have one of the largest social media followings in the dental industry. A lot of times when I go to dental shows and I mention that I'm from My Social Practice, people know us from our posts on social media or our funny memes that we put out there or informational content. So we're kind of everywhere on social media. It's really how we've grown our business, is through social media marketing. You can check out our reviews. We have over 400, I think now, 5-star reviews. And you can go follow us on Facebook or Instagram. We'd love to have you follow us. We also host the largest digital dental marketing conference, a dental digital marketing conference. We've been doing it for 6 years now. And this last year, we actually did it virtual because of the COVID situation. If you go to ddmclive.com, you can watch all the presentations. We found, we connected with the industry's top marketing leaders, digital marketing leaders, and we had them give short little 25-minute TED-style presentations about different topics in digital marketing. So it was a great conference, and our attendees found tons of value out of it. So go watch that. Go to ddmclive.com. All right, so to start off talking about influencers, I want to first talk about a term called social proof. And some of you may have heard of this term before. It was actually coined by an author, Robert Cialdini. He wrote a book called Influence: The Psychology of Persuasion. And he said, "We view a behavior as more correct in a given situation to the degree that we see others performing it. And there's this little video clip that I want to show that explains what social proof is. And it's an old video clip, which shows that this is just something that's been around forever. It's part of human nature. And this is from a TV show called Candid Camera. So let me just show this real quick here. Hey everyone, my name is Blake. Hey everyone. Oh, whoop. Okay, here it is.
The gentleman in the elevator now is a candid star. These folks who are entering, the man with a white shirt, the lady with a trench coat, and subsequently one other member of our staff will face the rear. And you'll see how this man in the trench coat tries to maintain his individuality, but little by little, he looks at his watch, but he's really making an excuse for turning just a little bit more to the wall. Now we'll try it once again. Here's the candid subject. Here comes the Candid Camera staff, 3 of them at least. And this man has apparently been in groups before. Now, here's a fella with his hat on in the elevator. First he makes a full turn to the rear and Charlie closes the door. A moment later, we'll open the door, everybody's changed positions. Now we'll see if we can use group pressure for some good. Now, in a moment, on Charlie's signal, everybody turns forward. Notice they take off their hats. And now, do you think we could reverse the procedure? Watch.
So this just shows that it's human nature for us to mimic or follow what other people are doing around us. And this is the concept of social proof that's applied to influencer marketing. They found that 92% of 18 to 34-year-olds seek social proof when considering a product purchase. That's 10% greater than the general population. And 86% of Americans with a household income of more than $100,000 seek social proof when considering a purchase. So this is done all now. Social proof is done on social media. It's where people are right now. They're seeing what their friends are doing or family members are doing. They're asking for recommendations on social media, and then they're following what people are saying and doing on social media. Mark Zuckerberg said, "A trusted referral influences people more than the best broadcast message." I think he really understood this when he created Facebook and bought Instagram. He understood that people trust other people and friends and family, and it's better than anything a company can say about their product. If someone can say something good about their product, that's so much more powerful. So I want to talk about Instagram and how this platform is one of the strongest platforms right now for creating this type of social proof. Some statistics about Instagram: there's over 1 billion monthly active users, and they now have over 500 million daily stories that are shared on the platform. A recent study by Business Insider said that 72% of Instagram users say they have purchased a product they saw on the app, and Instagram has now become the leading social media site for luxury shoppers. Instagram is also growing faster than any other social media network. Facebook is still the leader of percentage of adults that say they use the platform, but Instagram is actually growing a lot faster than Facebook right now. And then 60% of Instagram users visit the social media platform on a daily basis. When it comes to engagement, Instagram is also the leader. Now, engagement means people that like, comment, or share content on the platform, and Instagram gets the most engagement over Twitter and over Facebook. Also, I talked about stories. There's over 500 million daily stories shared on Instagram. Instagram Stories has surpassed Snapchat Stories, or Snapchat. Snapchat was kind of the creator of this Stories platform, and back in 2016, Instagram Stories surpassed Snapchat and now has really kind of destroyed Snapchat, even though Snapchat kind of created the idea of stories. So Instagram, as I mentioned, I talk about Instagram influencers because this is really the platform that influencers are using right now to gain a following. And so let me tell you a little bit about just what an influencer is from the very basics of it, if you don't know. On Instagram, you get followers. If people want to see your content, they'll click the follow button. And different people have a different amount of followers. So celebrities, just because they're celebrities, they have many followers, and they can get over 5 million followers. Well, these are people like Ellen, Kylie Jenner, The Rock, and people want to follow them just because they're celebrities. It's not necessarily because of what they post on social media. It's just because they're celebrities and people want to know what they're doing and what they're saying. So endorsement advertising has always existed with celebrities. So a company like Biore, they'll do a deal with someone like Shay Mitchell, who has 25.7 million followers. And they'll talk to Shay Mitchell and say, hey, will you post about our product on your social media accounts to your 25 million followers and tag us? And the business is leveraging the following of the influencer to get their message across. They actually found that Kylie Jenner can make $1 million for one Instagram paid post, which is crazy. The next level of influencers are what we call macro influencers. And these are people that have maybe over 1 million followers. And the way that they get their 1 million followers is not necessarily because they're celebrities, but because they post great content and people are interested in what they're saying and what they're doing. Some of these macro influencers, they can make between $10,000 to $20,000 per post because they have such a large following. Some bullet points about them: they can have a national or a global audience. They have a broad and very diverse reach. Many of their followers could actually be fake, and that's one thing we're going to talk about a little bit later, but something to be aware of. Just because someone has a ton of followers doesn't mean they're all genuine followers. They kind of have a celebrity mentality, so even though they're maybe not on TV, because they have so many followers, they kind of have that mentality that their following is really worth a lot. Also, you have to pay them a little bit more money because of their experience and because of their following. If you want to work with one of these macro influencers, they cost quite a bit. So like I mentioned, they might post things about their family. So it's just great content about family things that people want to follow them. Maybe fashion, maybe humor, whatever it might be, it's a topic that people want to know more about. Then you have what's called micro influencers. These are people that have maybe over 3,000 followers on social media. And it's the same concept. They just post about a certain topic. So they can make, these are just rough numbers, but they can make maybe $1,000 to $10,000 per post if they have a really good following and if they have good engagement on their post. So they're more affordable. They have more of a local audience. A lot of times these are people that just start with friends that follow them, and then it just expands from that point. They have better relationships with their audience. We've found that if we can find a micro influencer, they usually are interacting with the people that comment on their post. If someone sends them a direct message, they'll send a direct message back. Sometimes when you get into the macro influencer area, these people are so busy that they don't really have that deeper relationship with their followers. So that's one thing that's really good about these micro influencers. There's usually less fake followers with these people, and they're more enthusiastic to work with you. So a lot of times they're trying to build their following, and so they're really working hard at it. And if you were to approach one of these micro influencers and say you want to do some sort of collaboration or deal, they're a lot more enthusiastic to work with dental practices. So let me kind of tell you how we started working at My Social Practice. We started working with influencers and how we really saw this as a great way to market your practice. So we work with a group called the Crown Council, who runs a charity campaign called Smiles for Life. And we've been working with them for probably 5 to 10 years now on how to market this campaign. And the Smiles for Life campaign, what happens in this is a group of dentists, they whiten people's teeth, and then all the money goes to children's charities. It goes to the Smiles for Life Foundation, which is then distributed to children's charities across the country. And so we wanted to figure out a way to get this message out to more people. And we saw influencers as being a great way to do that. So what we did is we found some influencers across the country. So Mikkel Allen was one influencer that we found. She had 35.7 thousand followers on Instagram. And we connected with her and said, if you went into a dental practice in your area and we gave you a free whitening treatment, a free professional whitening treatment, we asked her if she would post on her account about Smiles for Life as well as about the dentist. So we created a document like this. It was an influencer requirements document of everything that we wanted her to do. So what we wanted her to post, who we wanted her to tag, how many posts we wanted her to post, when she should post those posts, and just all the details of it. So we created a document like this and we sent it to her. And then this is what happened. So she agreed to do this collaboration. And this is kind of shows her experience when she went into the office. Let's see here.
Hey guys, it's Mikkel Allen here. I am here at Dr. Chad Ellis's office getting my teeth whitened today for Smiles for Life.
All right, so she went in, she had that great experience at Dr. Chad Ellis's office, and then she made this post on her Instagram page. So you can see she tagged the doctor in the photo and then tagged the doctor as well in her caption, and also tagged the Smiles for Life Foundation. You can see her results she got from it. She had 1,754 people who liked the post, and she had 94 comments on that particular post. Here's another person we reached out to, Alex Valente. He is a local photographer in the Utah area, and he has 57.5 thousand followers. And he went into Dr. Hammond's office, and this is the post that he made, where he actually held up the whitening product. He tagged Hammond Smile. He tagged the location of Hammond Aesthetic and General Dentistry. And as well as tagged Hammond Smile in his post as he talked about the practice and the Smiles for Life Foundation. And then he had 3,879 likes on that post. And then we had him share the results, his insights, his statistics for that specific post. And these were his results. He had 3,900 likes, 38 comments on that post, 2,079 people were reached with that post, and he had 3,940 impressions. So if you think about that, the results for your marketing dollar on this, to whiten one person's teeth and to give them some whitening product, these kind of results are results that you can't really get any other way for that amount of money. So this is great ROI when it comes to your marketing dollar. This is another example, Merrick White. She had 110,000 followers at the time. This was her post that she made with tagging the doctor and the practice there. And then this was a post that she made on her story that I want to show you.
Yesterday I went and did something that I've never done before. I got my teeth professionally whitened at a dental office. Don't they look so nice and bright and white? I love them. If you've been thinking about getting your teeth whitened, now is a really good time to do it. It's actually really easy. You wear one of those big mouth expanders so that your teeth are like all exposed, and then they just put this gel on your teeth and it just sits there and cures, and you do 3 15-minute sessions. I took a nap during the first 2 and then checked my emails for the last one. It was so simple and painless. They block off all your gums so that your gums don't get sensitive, which was really great. I went to Just for Grins in Keller. If you're looking for a dentist to do it, they were phenomenal. I've been looking for a new dentist and totally recommend them. I'm taking my kids back there in a couple weeks for their appointment. Not teeth whitening, just like cleaning and checkup. But if you're thinking about whitening your teeth, now is a really good time to do it because March through June is when the Smiles for Life Foundation is running their campaign. So I'll leave you a swipe up so you can find a dentist in your area and check it out.
Okay, so a few things I want to point out from her video here is, first, she said that she's going to take her kids in for just a regular checkup next week. So she became a patient of that practice. So it started off with a influencer collaboration, but she then became a patient. Another thing she talks about, I love how she explains the process of the whitening, because it's just really a real explanation. She just says exactly what she did. It's very sincere. She's not trying to sell anything necessarily. She's just telling what happened. And a lot of people can trust that type of message. And then the last thing she says, swipe up to learn more about the doctor or about the Smiles for Life Foundation. If an influencer has over 10,000 followers, they can include a swipe up link in their stories. And this is a really good benefit because you can have that influencer link to whatever you want them to link to, whether it's a contact page for your practice or a landing page that has a specific deal on it. You can have them linked to wherever you want. So that's one advantage of finding someone that has over 10,000 followers. This is another influencer that we connected with. It's Autumn in Atlanta, and she has 12.2 thousand followers. And I like to talk about her because her name is Autumn in Atlanta. It shows that she has a local audience in Atlanta. So if you're a dental practice in Atlanta, she would be a great person to reach out to, because you can see here she posts about things that are happening in Atlanta. So you want to find a local audience that have followers in your area, because those could be your potential patients. And this was the post that she made here. You can see the results that she had. This is Liz Stanley. She had a little bit more, 48.8 thousand followers. And this was her post that she made. And I point this one out because it was a conversation starter. She said, someone commented on her post and said, I've always wanted to get mine whitened, but I've had so many cavities filled over the years and the whitening solution doesn't work on fillings. My dentist has told me that I'll end up with patchy looking teeth. And then the influencer commented back to her follower and said, oh, really? I didn't know that. Does that sound right? And then tagged the doctor in that post. So the doctor could then chime in and talk to that potential patient. So it creates this conversation, not necessarily on your page, but on the influencer's page. This doctor that worked with this influencer said, I had at least 4 new patient schedule appointments as a direct result of our influencer's post. So these were all the different posts that we got that year of influencers. These are some of the different stories that they posted on their account. And as a result of this campaign, we had 94 influencers that posted. 25% of those influencers remained patients of the practice. We had 3,700 clicks to the website, 86,000 engagements, so those are likes and comments and shares. We had 2.1 million impressions and 1.7 million people were reached. And really, if you think about what we did for this, it just took our time to coordinate with the influencers, which can be a lot of work, but we put that time in at My Social Practice, and then just some free teeth whitening and the time of the doctors to do that. So these were amazing results. And as the overall donations that were received that year, we raised $1.86 million for children's charities. And that was $285,000 over the previous year. So I want you to think about a couple questions. Who are the micro influencers in your community? And are any of them already your patients? So I want to share a few examples of how some dentists have worked with some micro influencers that weren't part of this Smiles for Life campaign. And I want to point out some things that went really well in these influencer posts that were made and some things that didn't go so well. So this first example is one of my favorite influencer posts, and it's by Manny Houston. And he said that he worked with the ADA on this post, but I'm going to explain to you after why I don't think that he necessarily worked directly with the ADA on this post. But he went and got his teeth cleaned, and he made this video after getting his teeth cleaned. Oh, let me just, so he had 866 people who followed him on Facebook when he made this post. And so this is why I don't think that the ADA necessarily went to Manny and said, hey, will you post this video and we'll collaborate with you and we'll pay you to post this video, because he only had 866 followers at the time. So let me just show you this quick video here.
Listen, if you have not been to the dentist in your adult years, like if you haven't went in a while, I'm telling you right now, go. I hadn't been in like 5 years till today. I went and got this cleaning done. When I tell you this was the experience of a lifetime, y'all, I got this cleaning done. I feel like I'm talking faster. Look at this. Peter Piper picked a peck of Peter Piper picked a peck. Y'all hear that? I got some water. It tasted like air. It's clean and just really blessed my life. And it was a nice lady. She was real nice. She from Cleveland. And she told me she cared about my mouth. You know, she was like, Manny, you know, you get too much plaque buildup. It causes heart attacks. And the last thing we need is for you to have a heart attack when that's the major killer of black men in America. I said, you care that much about my teeth that you don't want me to have a heart attack because you understand that black men are dying from heart attack? Boy! Whoo! Now I'm about to go get some food and I know it's gonna be bussin'. Look at this. My mouth's even open and wider when I talk. I'm enunciating better. I'm like, now I'm going to go get some food and it's going to be busting because I know my teeth are cleaner, so I'm going to taste it better. Y'all, go get your teeth cleaned. It's a great experience. Until next time, I'm out. I'm just, oh God, this is great.
So I love that video. Obviously, it's hilarious. And the reason why it got so much engagement is because of how funny it was. And I think this was shared among the dental community as well. So that was probably a lot of these comments and a lot of these interactions that were made on this post. But it had 5,000 engagement or 5,000 interactions, and then 580 comments, and 16,000 people shared this post. And you'll see in the comment, he says, I hadn't been in the dentist in like 5 years, got my first cleaning today. Here was my experience. Then he tagged the American Dental Association. And I don't know if he just tagged the American Dental Association because he knew that that was an association that had to do with dentistry and he just decided to tag it. And then he tagged Sean Holen. He said, my dentist is Sean Holen. So when I clicked on Sean Holen, this is the page that it took me to. It was a private Facebook page of Sean Holland. There was no way I could really see anything else but the profile picture. I tried to scroll down to see more content. There was nothing really on there because it was private. There was no cover photo. There was nowhere that I could call or anything for the dental practice. And I like to show this because I think this was such a missed opportunity for this dental practice. They had a patient that came in that posted this great video online, and after they posted the video, they didn't know who to tag. They didn't know what the best way to get this message out was, where the dentist could have worked with Manny and said, you should tag our practice here. And if they had a really good Facebook page or Instagram page, they could tag the Instagram or Facebook page. They could have got so much more traction out of this post. So I want you to think about your patients now. Are any of them, even if they have a maybe smaller following, 866 people, are they talking about you online, and are you enabling them to tag your practice so you can get the best marketing benefit out of it? This is another example from New Horizons Dental Care. They worked with William Jones, and his Instagram is Willie J, and he had an Invisalign treatment done, and they worked out a deal with him where he could get a discount on his Invisalign treatment if he would post about the process. You can see here, at the time, he only had 842 people following him on Instagram, but you can see he was trying to become an influencer. So he was really excited about this opportunity to get some type of discount and to talk about the practice. And I want to show you one of the videos that he posted in this process here.
Hey folks, what's up? This is your boy, Willie J, coming to you one more time on week 19 of this Invisalign process. Reflection on week 18, it was a breeze. Still some transitioning going on, which was very, very cool. This week here, I noticed that see here, close up. The bottom portion of the gap is actually closed. It's actually touching both teeth together. Crazy. I got about 10 more weeks left of the process. I'm actually ecstatic that this is almost over with as well, because I'm ready for a fat doggone steak, maybe even a 20 ounce. Holla at your boy. Later this week, I'll post another update let you guys see what it actually looks like on my week 19 of my 29-week entire process. So, hey, stay tuned for that. This your boy. If you're thinking about doing it, hop on Invisalign.com to get you to a dentist in your nearest location, or come to Kansas, come to see Dr. Kate Gross at New Horizons Dental Care in Salina, Kansas. Holla at me.
All right, so he probably had a following of a lot of his local friends or people in Kansas that would learn about this specific dental practice if he posted. But that was just a simple way to give him a little bit of a discount and have him talk about the practice. This is an example from the Smile Studio. I mentioned them a little bit earlier in a collaboration that they did for the Smiles for Life campaign. But they later worked with a influencer named Sarah Jane Warner. They kind of saw the value of influencer marketing through the Smiles for Life campaign. They decided to try one on their own. And they did a veneers case with Sarah Jane Warner. And she had 36.1 thousand followers. And I want to show the post that she did on her story and then talk about this.
It is a very exciting day for me. I am getting my real permanent veneers put on. I've had my temporaries for the past like 3 weeks, and today's the day getting them put on. So I can't wait to show before and after pictures. So I'm just getting back from the gym from teaching, and I'm sitting in my garage catching up on DMs because I had so many comments from my story yesterday about my teeth and how perfect they look, because they do, because I got them done. So yes, I got 6 veneers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them. Dr. Ellis at the Smile Studio did them, and I am so happy. Can you eat an apple with your new smile? Yes, I can. I was actually kind of worried about that when I got them. But yeah, I can bite right into an apple, bite right into carrots. Dr. Ellis at the Smile Studio did the best job. I would recommend him. Back from the gym from teaching my high fitness class, and when I got home, The Smile Studio left me cinnamon rolls on my doorstep. Seriously, the cutest thing ever. Whose dentist brings them a Christmas? Seriously, whose dentist brings them a Christmas gift on their doorstep? My hair looks crazy right now. But honestly, like seriously, that was the sweetest thing. You guys need to check out the Smile Studio. That's where I got my veneers done. They are the best.
Is how she mentioned that she's getting so many DMs and people messaging her about her posts. Every influencer that we've worked with in the past says this. Every time they post about something that someone's interested in, they get tons of direct messages and people asking questions about their dental work. And so it's a really great way for them to connect with their followers and to answer questions again in a really real way. Also, you'll see how many posts that she made. I don't know what the deal was that was made from the dentist or what the contract said between this influencer and the dentist, but you'll know if you follow any influencers, they love to post to social media. So anything that you do to make their experience better, they're probably going to post about it. So Dr. Ellis, he sent her a gift for Christmas and she posted about it. And she said, you know, I don't know what dentist sends a gift for Christmas to their patients, but how cool is this? And then tags the doctor. So any opportunity that you can do to make their experience better, they'll probably talk about you to their following, which is a better exposure for you. This was the post that she made on her account with the doctor talking about her treatment. And then they made a deal of her posting a giveaway on her page, linking people to the doctor's page if they wanted to enter. So you can see here the requirements for entry were first to like this post and follow Dr. Chad Ellis and the Smile Studio, and also to follow her, and then tag a friend in the comments of the post. And then it says each friend tag will give you another entry. She says when the giveaway starts and ends, and they were giving away a $1,500 Smile Makeover giveaway. And so this is a way you could run a giveaway on the influencer's page so that it drives more traffic to your page through their page. So you can see here, they had 1,587 people who liked that post, and then people went over to Dr. Ellis's page to like his page as well. Here's another example from American Aesthetic Dental Group. They worked with Anna Ascona, and this was actually a collaboration that we helped the practice with for her to go in and get some teeth whitening done. She had 17.9 thousand followers, and this was the story that she posted on her account.
Basically, we want to know if you're a good candidate for a teeth whitening. We want to know that you don't have any crowns or veneers or restorations in the front that will affect the outcome of the teeth whitening. The process takes like from 1 hour to 2 hours. We cover your gums, we protect your eyes. We have to stay away from staining foods at least for 48 hours to maintain your teeth white. And basically, the longer you take care of it, the longer it will last. If you want home trays, we can give you those, and you can do like a retouch as soon as we finish if you're not happy with the results, or you can wait up to 6 months to a year to do another retouch. Okay, so the benefits of a teeth whitening is just teeth are gonna be pearly white. You're gonna feel more confident when you take pictures, when you go out. So it's just gonna boost your confidence, and you're gonna be happier.
All right, so I want to show that because every influencer is going to do their post a little bit differently. And I think you should give your influencer the freedom to kind of post in a way that they want to do it, whatever fits their brand. And so this influencer decided that she wanted to actually interview the doctor and ask her some questions about whitening. And I love the way it came off. I love how sincere the doctor seemed and just how approachable she seemed in this post. And then she showed her before and afters in this way here. And so as a result of these posts, this was the post that she made with the doctor. She also decided to give away a little discount to her followers. So it says, as a special gift to my followers, they have agreed to give those who are interested a discount off the same whitening treatment. Just send them a DM and mention my name or this post. If you mentioned I sent you, you'll also receive the at-home whitening trays for free. Wait, it gets better. To kick off 2020 for new patient checkup, they're running a special for $79. So she told all of her followers about this. These were the results from this post. She had 834 combined likes. She actually did 2 posts. So this was one, and then the photo I showed before was the other. The practice had a 40% increase to their followers. There were 15,802 views of the post, and they actually got 5 new patients just from this influencer coming in. This is the last example that I want to show. This is actually my cousin, and my cousin, she doesn't claim to be an influencer. She has maybe, let me see, she has 3,505 followers on her Instagram account, and she just has an account that shows her photography. So, but she's not really actively trying to be an influencer. She's not actively trying to go out and make collaborations with different companies. But she went in to the dentist, and the dentist kind of, I think he was friends with her on Facebook and knew that she had a pretty big Facebook following or a decent sized Facebook following and a decent sized Instagram following. This is her Facebook page. She had 4,368 friends on Facebook, which is a lot of friends on Facebook. And he knew this, and he decided that he wanted to just talk to her and see if she would be willing to post about her smile makeover that she was getting. And she agreed to it. This was the post that she made on her account after she saw her results.
I can't even open my mouth. Makes me want to cry. That's not okay. Aww.
So that was just a little video, and then she posted her end results and talked a little bit about it and tagged the practice. And these were the posts that she made on her Instagram page and her Facebook page. She had 46 people like, 24 comments. And I talked to her the other day about this, and she said she received so many messages, direct messages about this practice. And the doctor called her to just thank her because he's been so busy after she's gone in with a lot of her friends that have called and wanted appointments. So this, I show this because Natalie, she wasn't necessarily an influencer, but she had a lot of friends and she had followers, and the doctor knew that and was just able to talk to her and work out a little deal. It didn't have to be a huge deal with a stranger. This was already one of his patients, and it produced great results. So let me talk a little bit about how to find local influencers to wrap this up here. So first, I talked about searching and asking your current patients. So you may have patients that are athletes, podcasters, photographers, bloggers, musicians or actors, stylists, or makeup artists. These are people that a lot of time are trying to build a following on social media or on Instagram. So I would look these people up on Instagram, do maybe a little stalking on these people and see if they have a little bit of a following. Or just think about your patients that have talked about any of these things that they're interested in, because they're probably trying to get a following on Instagram. Next, ask your team if they personally know any local influencers. Good chance that your team has friends that are local influencers, local micro-influencers. Another way that you can find them is to search local hashtags. So if you go to Instagram, you go to the little magnifying glass at the bottom, and you go up to the tab that says tags. You can just put your state or your city and the word blogger after it as a hashtag. And so I did this. I did Utah blogger. You can see there's 194,000 posts that include Utah blogger on it. I scrolled down. I saw a post that looked interesting here. I clicked on that one. This is Life with the Dorts. She has 1,239 people who like this specific post. And 172 comments on this post. When I went to her account, she had 17.8 thousand followers. And she, looks like her posts are just lifestyle, about her family. So what you can do if you find people like this, or you find accounts that look interesting, that are getting good engagement, that are kind of local to your area, you can just click on that message button at the top and send them a direct message and see if they'd be interested in working with your practice. Maybe offer them some type of discount, or offer them to come in for a free teeth whitening, or whatever it might be, and see if that's something that they would be interested in doing. Something else you can search is the name of your city and the word blogger, or the word influencer with the hashtag. In this case, I put SLC, Salt Lake City, which is where we are. So the SLC influencer, that's another way to find some of these posts. You can also search your local geotag. So if you go over one more tab from the tags and you go to places, you can just search your city, Salt Lake City. And same idea. You'll see all the posts that are from your area. You'll see the top posts and the most recent posts. So if you go to the top posts, these are posts that have a lot of engagement on them. So I just clicked on this very first post on the top post, and I found Kylie Kadich. She has 174,000 followers. You can see she gets a lot of engagement on her posts. And again, you can just send her a direct message and see if she'd be interested. You also might want to send her an email. A lot of times, let me just go back here. You'll see at the top there, that button that says email. We found that sometimes influencers respond quicker to emails than direct messages. They get so many direct messages that sometimes they don't read them all, but an email, we found a better chance that they might see that and respond to you. How to verify that they really are an influencer and not just kind of a fake influencer. So first, ask for a screenshot of their insights if you want to work with somebody. So every influencer account has an insights page on their back end, and you can see where their followers come from. So you can see here the top locations of Fort Worth being the top location, Dallas and Houston. You don't want to work with someone probably that has a following in another country. That's not going to do you any good for potential patients. So find someone that has local following. And you can also see their engagement that they get on their posts. So this is just an example from one of the posts from an influencer. You can see how many people have saved their posts, how many people they've reached, how many profile visits, how many interactions. And so if you can see that they're reaching a lot of people with their posts, they might be someone you'd want to work with. Look at their engagement levels to see how many people are commenting, are liking their posts. Look for signs of fake followers. So if they have a lot of likes and you click on the people that actually liked the post, and it looks like something like this, where somebody has only one post, 165 followers, but they're following 7,418 people, there's a good chance that this is a fake account. People can actually pay to get followers on their accounts, and a lot of the followers look like these profiles here. So if you see a lot of these on the likes of the post, it probably means that that influencer has bought their likes. Next, set expectations and guidelines. So just like we set the expectations with the Smiles for Life campaign for our influencers, you'll want to create a document kind of like this that tells exactly what you are going to give the influencer if they post. Say how many times you want them to post about you. Tell them what you want them to tag, if you want them to tag your practice, if you wanted to tag any products or include any hashtags, make sure to include that in there. Make sure to tell them how long you want them to leave their post up on their account, because if they just post but take it down the next week, that doesn't really help either if someone goes to their page. You want them to save the post for a certain amount of time or keep their stories in their highlight section on their Instagram page. So make sure you specify how long you want them to keep that up. You'll also want to get a signed contract. So work with your attorney just to write up a simple contract of when you want them to post and how you want them to post, and have them sign that, and you sign it as well. Make sure you get HIPAA consent to release the PHI for that influencer on your social media accounts as well as part of that contract. So this is kind of a deal, a collaboration that you want to do with them. And then track the results. After the influencer posts, ask them to, again, take a screenshot of those insights, how many people it reached, how many people commented, how many people liked, and then that will help you to find another influencer in the future. Last, take advantage of the visit. So if an influencer comes in, obviously they've agreed to do a certain amount of things, but if you can get them to write you a review on Google. If you can get them, if you can write a blog post about the influencer coming in to say, hey, we just had a mini celebrity come into our practice last week. This is what happened, and include some images. Try to make the most out of this influencer's visit to help you with your marketing. And then last, turn the influencer into a lifelong patient. If you can have someone like this be a patient for life because they had such a great experience, they'll continue to post about you, and you can continue to do more collaborations with them in the future. It's always good to have someone like this as one of your patients. So that's all that I have in this presentation. If you have any questions about influencer marketing, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to help you. We actually have a product that we're working on at My Social Practice to help you get influencers in your practice. It was kind of put on hold with the COVID-19 situation, but we're hoping to release that product soon. So please reach out to me. You can email me at blake@mysocialpractice.com if you have any questions, and I can tell you a little bit about our program, or any other questions that you have about social media. We're happy to help. Thanks, Sharky.
Thanks, Blake. That was a lot of great information. It's very entertaining. And yeah, it's great to see all the different possibilities with influencers. Very, very helpful. And we actually got a few messages from a few questions on all different platforms. Right here, and I have a bunch of questions myself. So lots of yeah. So this is very, very helpful. And it actually wasn't what it was more than what I expected. And this earlier about the college guidelines. I think the most important thing is to understand the principles of communicating with influencers, working with them, how to get the most out of the event, the posting, how to get results, how to filter them out. I think a lot of that applies no matter, those are the general principles. Just make sure that you follow the guideline within your state or province. So that's really good. So a bunch of questions here. Let's see here. So what's the involvement? I know you talk about the product that you offer, but what's the involvement of the marketing company? Because a lot of the cases you describe, it seems to be the office reaching out to influencers, and we know how busy the office staffs are, right? So what's kind of the involvement that the marketing company agency should be?
Yeah, so the hardest part of this whole process is finding the right influencers, vetting them out, coordinating with the influencer to make sure they're going to come into the office, that they're going to make the right posts, that they're going to tag the right things, that just that whole process takes a lot of time. And so most dentists, don't, unless you have a marketing person that works for you or someone dedicated to this that's willing to put in that time to find an influencer, that's the hard part. So that's where we can help as My Social Practice, is we can help find an influencer in your area. We can vet them out, make sure that they're legitimate influencer, that they get good engagement. And then we coordinate everything with the influencer. So we're the direct contact person. The contract is actually made between My Social Practice and the influencer. So it's not between your dental practice and the influencer. So we're responsible for making sure that they come in and they do what they're supposed to do. And then we track all the results as well. So we get all the numbers from the influencer at the end. And then we evaluate that with the practice to make sure that things went well. And then we take those results and try to improve on them for the next influencer that we find for your practice. So that's where we step in. It's really that time to do all that kind of busy work. So
yeah, I would imagine that would take a lot of time.
Yeah.
And how often should they stay in contact with the influencer, and how do they build the ongoing relationship?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, I think we always, like I emphasize, to try to make it into a lifelong relationship. Try to make that influencer into your lifelong patient. So it could be done like that, or it's just a one-time thing where they come in, they post about you, and then you don't see them again. But if you can do everything you can to make sure that relationship works, well, we found with the Smiles for Life campaign, as I mentioned, 25% of the influencers that we set up with the dental practice remained patients of that dental practice. So a lot of times these are people that are already looking for a dentist, or they don't have a dedicated dentist. So they're if we set them up with a dentist that they like, they'll stay there. So as much as you can, I think work with them as much as they're willing.
Great. And yeah, this is Blake's email there for everyone that wants to contact Blake. And okay, so here's some questions we got here. So we gathered them from YouTube, LinkedIn, and everywhere. So if you are watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, here on the webinar, feel free to post your questions in the comment section, and we'll feed it into Blake for you. So let's see here. So how do we evaluate if the local Instagram influencer is giving us great ROI?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you can get people, one of the examples I showed was if the influencer could put a little discount on their in their caption to say something like, mention that you saw this post of mine to the practice, and you can get the same whitening treatment for a discounted price. So that's one way to do it, is just have the influencer mention it to the practice. Then you can count how many patients you get from that mention, whether they call you and they say, hey, I saw Anna's post. You can just keep track of how many people called you in that way. Another way you could do it is if you set up a landing page where someone could enter in a code on the landing page to get the discount, a code that the influencer provides. So the influencer could say, hey, if you go to this page and put in the code, Anna discount or whatever, then you'll know that came as a direct result of the influencer's post. I also mentioned about the swipe up feature that some influencers can use on their stories if they have over 10,000 followers. You can give the influencer a specific link, a trackable link to go to your website or go to your landing page, so you can see exactly how many people clicked on that link or swiped up to that link from the influencer's post. And then you just take how much money that you ended up spending for your time to have the influencer come in. If you gave them free whitening or gave them a discount, take the cost of that and put it up against how many new patients the lifelong value of those patients. And that's kind of your ROI.
Okay, great. What's the most effective way to approach local and micro influencer? Okay, so you mentioned about reaching out to them by email instead of direct message. What can you give like a example script or kind of an outline of what to say?
Yeah, I would right off the bat in the very first line, I would explain what you want to give them. I've talked to a number of influencers and they scroll through they get offers like this all the time from people that want to work with them. So your very first line or in the subject of your email, say what you want to give them. So if it's free teeth whitening, 50% off of whatever, explain that right at the very beginning, so it catches their attention. One other way to do it is, I mentioned go through your team members. If your team members have friends that are influencers, if you could have them send them a message to see if they'd be interested rather than trying to come from your practice, that could be a better chance that you actually get in touch with them. And then, like I mentioned, maybe you can try DMs, which I think some influencers check a lot of their DMs, but email is a better way we have found to connect with these people.
Okay, great. I'll take a couple more questions here. What should be the budget for influencer campaign?
It all depends on a lot of times if you'll reach out to an influencer, they're going to send you their cost sheet of how much they charge per post. But it all depends. I mean, if you want to try to find a macro influencer or someone that has a bigger following, and you want to offer them, you know, a small makeover case, I don't know if I can say a specific budget that you should try for. It all depends on what you're willing to try on this.
Is there overall like a general budget that you've seen dental offices spend? So should they budget, you know, a few $1,000s, a few $100s, or do they even budget?
Yeah. So I guess to kind of tell you, yeah, for our product that we've worked on, we're anywhere just for month to month to work with the influencers and coordinate all of that. We can be about $400 a month to work with someone that, like an agency that will work with the practice, or work with the influencer on this. And then it just really takes just your time and maybe giving away a free whitening once in a while to these influencers. So that's really the hard costs, what it would come to. If you want to do some special cases, some veneer cases, then it would cost some more money. But if you want to just stick with whitening, I think you could do that at a pretty affordable rate.
Sounds good. I mean, definitely something I recommend everyone to at least try, see if it works for you or not. I tell our my students that what you want to do is to get the cost per acquisition as low as possible. So you want to keep track of all your type of marketing, and marketing change. So you always want to try new ones in there in case SEO or Google ads or Facebook ads doesn't work anymore. So you always want to put new ones in there, and this is definitely something you should even try, right? So at least try several times to see if it works or it doesn't work for you, and how you feel, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And then so one last question before we leave is that, how do you get the influencers' attention? Is there anything you do? Because you say there's a lot of DMs, and some of my friends are influencers and they get tons of DMs, and they're on it all day, but just can't reply to all of them, right? How often do they actually respond? And is there anything the dental office should do to get their attention?
I think just some of those strategies of, sending them an email, working through someone else that may be closer connected with them, and then starting off with the offer, really the very first line. Tell them exactly what you're willing to give them, the very first line. I think those are really the tips. And it's just a lot of hustle. Just if you can't get a hold of one, try to find another one. But yeah, that is the time consuming part. It's just getting their attention and then coordinating everything with them. So we'd be happy to help you with that. If contact My Social Practice if you need some help.
Yeah, great. Thank you for that, Blake. We're running out of time. So I just wanted to quickly update everyone on the upcoming webinars for next week. We have Tuo Murad of M&Co, Chartered Professional Accountants. He will be covering the Dental Practice Purchase 101, everything you need to know financially when buying a practice. So this is for associates whose hours have been cut due to the COVID and are considering getting their own practice, students that just been graduating, or if you're looking into buying another practice, expanding, right? So you want to learn anything you can about the financial elements of it. And then the following week, we have the Pillars of a Winning Team with Sean Pierce, President of Dental Peers. He will be talking about the aspects that you need to implement to make sure that you and your team win. Working together as a team is always better, and it's very important that not working as a team helps you achieve your goal, and everyone just feels better when you work together. So I want to thank everyone. And once again, if you want to register for our upcoming webinars, go to dentistrybusiness.com. All right. Thank you, Blake. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you, Sharky. Thanks, everyone.